Before getting into the further more ISO standards, I thought let's talk about the 9 principles of ISO and their relevance with DPDP Act and GDPR. So we are going to talk about the first principle, which is called consent and choice. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you regularly see new content on data privacy. We are talking these days about ISO and ISO 29100, which is the international framework for privacy, and we are talking in detail about the first principle, consent and choice, which formed what is today known as consent management and is linked with both DPDP and GDPR, and of course with several other international regulations. What is a consent and a choice? It's that it is your control over your personal information, which means that you want to know why your personal information is required. Why did someone ask for it? The clear purpose. And once you are sure about the clear purpose, then you can decide what is acceptable to you and provide your consent. An informed consent, a voluntary consent that yes, I understand the purpose, please process it this way, and move on. It is important because that's what builds transparency. If you process my information without my knowledge, without my consent, without my permission, then there's no transparency in it. It respects the individual's autonomy, strengthens customer trust, encourages responsible processing, and supports ethical business practices. These are very important factors that are there when it comes to consent. Because of the permission that you have taken, transparency is built. Is that alone? No. It brings in individuals' autonomy, individuals' choice. It strengthens the customer's trust. It encourages responsible processing of the information and ethical business practices. So you need to be careful about it. What makes a good consent is a very clear language in which it is written so that the person providing the consent is able to understand what are you asking for, what purpose this consent exactly is for. Just make sure that the consent is easy to understand, easy to withdraw, and there is a detailed document around it that okay, I'm giving this consent this way, this processing system, this purpose, and this is how it is documented, so I can always refer back to this documentation. Common mistakes that people do when making consents: pre-tick checkboxes, tuck, 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 click, accept. But those clicks are already done, which is wrong. Consent is hidden somewhere. You are given just the details, like that includes bundle permissions also. We are given details but not the option to choose each and every individual line item. It simply says, these are the permissions you are giving me, please accept. A single button. Incorrect method. Difficult withdrawal. Consent's basic principle of a consent is that it should be easy to withdraw. So there's no thought to think that it could not be easy to withdraw. And then collecting unnecessarily what you don't need as a business benefit for a fiduciary or for a controller or for an organization is higher customer confidence, better compliance with the respective geographical laws, reduced complaints because people know that they themselves provided consent, improved transparency, that's better understanding with the data principal or data user, and a very strong brand reputation with respect to handling privacy and personal data, which is something which is most important. You comply with things just to make sure you adopt best practices and people have their confidence on you. Key takeaways: consent is more than just a checkbox. Choice empowers individuals. Trust begins with transparency, and a good support or a good consent or a good system will always bring long term relationships. And why I'm calling this as a good support here is because it gives you complete information about your processing methodologies before you even accept it or give me the permissions for it. With respect to 29,100 DPDP Act, GDPR, consent and choice, yes, consent is there in DPDP Act. GDPR also has a lawful basis of consent under Article 6 and conditions for consent under Article 7. In ISO says that individual can decide how their information is used. Yes, DPDP and GDPR both. In their own language about consent, be free, specific, informed, unconditional, and ambiguous, easy to withdraw, are there with this. Individuals should be able to withdraw. Both of them are very clear that the way the ease with which you take a consent, you should give the same ease to withdraw the consent. Organizations should respect individual decisions. Yes. Fiduciaries in case of DPDP Act and controllers in case of GDPR should stop processing the moment the consent is withdrawn until unless there is a legal basis. Right? Legal basis means public interest or a legal hold on the data that forces you to process with or without consent. So that's about consent and choice with respect to ISO 29100 and its implications with respect to DPDP and GDPR. I hope you like the content of the video. Please press the bell and the like icon, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.